Hello, people. It is I, another BT, here doing a quick little summary of the Tech Dragon deck. Yay! If you don't know, Tech Dragon is basically it's just another fusion deck, but with multiple fusion spells of its own. Whoa! So the entire playstyle around this card series is by summoning out the Red Boot and Bluetooth with the effect of your other dragons. You can recover Dragon's Burst Fusion or Dragon's Boost Fusion, which both had different effects depending on which dragon they are fused with, and then you would fusion summon one of your larger dragons. So both your win conditions is Bluetooth Burst Dragon, who effectively nukes the board, which only affects the monster with 1500 or less attack. That's where your other cards come in, which is going to be Lightwave Dragon and cards like uh, Negator Dragon, along with Bluetooth Fusion, which does reduce a monster's attack by 15. So pretty good. Reboot Dragon, honestly, that's going to be your main focus of this deck, which is burn and shuffling. That's effectively it. Though you do want to refrain from using his effect on high-level dark monsters, because that's realistically going to be what Darkness Drake does. And then, of course, you got your main fusion material, Booster Wyvern. He sucks. He burns. Darkness Drake, another obligatory fusion material, because, Red Boot is going to be your main fusion, so, of course. Stripping Wyvern, this is going to be your main way to really set everything up. You send the top two cards of your deck to grave, summon Red Boot or Bluetooth from hand, then set one of the two fusions from grave to field. It really doesn't matter unless you need one for a specific situation. But this is going to be your main way into setting up your fusions, your big plays, everything else. Single copy of Mirage Dragon, 2 Lightwave, and then 2 Negatwor Dragons. Then I am doing something a little bit different this time around. I am playing 2 copies of Praime Dwarf, which is for the super poly target of Praime Piercing Giant, or just itself. The deck is primarily light monsters on the main deck side of it. You can also fuse with your opponent's monsters sometimes. So the main card you want to shuffle away with this is going to be either Dwarf, Magician, Deity, or a Light Dragon. So there are only four types in this deck, but it is consistent enough shuffling in order to deal the extra amount of piercing damage. Then of course for your back row you do have Dragonic Progress, which you're going to add back a level 1 light or dark dragon and then add one of the two fusions. Normally you would either be adding back Stripping Wyvern or Booster Wyvern. Darkness Drake is something you're going to be hard drawing for a majority of the time because you're always going to be shuffling back in the deck with your card effects. Why? Because Darkness Fusion isn't amazing, but it's still a fusion material that you realistically need. So what you would normally be doing is getting back either your setup or your fusion material, depending on what you need. Dragon's Burst Fusion, if you fuse with Boost Dragon, reduce a monster's attack by 15. If you use Boost Dragon Fusion to fusion summon using Red Boot, you can send the top 7 cards of your deck to the grave and your opponent's. The second part of sending your opponent's cards to the grave is optional, but they're both optional actually, but this can be the main way you want to get your burn damage out for activating the effect of Enhanced Boost Dragon. And Dragon's Burst Fusion is a little bit less crazy because most of the time when you're using Bluetooth Enhanced Burst Dragon as removal, you're going to send itself Reborn back Bluetooth. You already popped one card with it, and then you're going to be popping another card once you reduce an opponent's monster's attack to 0. Red Boot Enhanced Dragon, shuffle up to 9 monsters from either grave, inflict damage to your opponent equal to 2000. So this is going to be a main way of getting your win condition is through burn and just heavy numbers picking away at your opponent. I've closed quite a few games using the effect of Red Boost Dragon and the fusion monsters, so just keep that in mind that this is going to be one of your main ways to win with the deck. Red Reboot Enhanced Boost Dragon, basically just shuffle back any card which is going to be one of your non-dragons more likely, and then it only affects your dark monsters, so you're normally going to be either fusing off the Red Boot Fusions, Red Boot Boost Dragon, or Darkness Drake, and then basically a worse version of Enhanced Boot, but it is another way into getting into a fusion, which, having more low-level fusion materials makes the deck a little bit more consistent, even if the other fusion is not as fantastic. As I said before, Praime Piercing Giant is your main way for piercing contact fusion. It's there as an optional fun little thing you do. Anyway guys, I hope you all enjoy the rest of the video.